From the Detroit Free Press, it's Tuesday, January 28th. Here are today's top stories. Presented by Bush's Fresh Food Market. Bush's has over 4,000 Michigan products, including the freshest fruit and vegetables, meat, seafood, and baked goods. Stop by one of Bush's 16 locations for the personal service you expect from your neighborhood grocer.
This is Free Press sports writer Marlo Alter. The Detroit Pistons honored the life of Kobe Bryant on Monday, one day after the iconic former NBA player died in a helicopter crash. Pistons players mourned Bryant's death before the game. Blake Griffin teared up. Andre Drummond said Bryant would live in their hearts forever.
Kobe's done so much for this game, and what he's brought, his intensity, just his drive and his fight each and every night, what he brought, and it'll be something that's never forgot.
Some Pistons fans arrived at Little Caesars Arena Monday wearing purple and gold Bryant jerseys, and before tip-off, the Pistons held their own tribute to the Lakers' 18-time All-Star. The Pistons wore Bryant's numbers 8 and number 24 on their jerseys during player introductions, as Pistons television voice George Blaha led a 24-second period of silence, after which Pistons fans erupted with Kobe chants. After tip-off, the Pistons and Cavaliers followed the lead of other NBA teams in honoring Bryant with 24-second shot clock and 8-second backcourt violations, signifying the two numbers he wore in Los Angeles.
Representing the Kobe 8-second backcourt violation.
After the Pistons lost to the Cavs 115-100, Coach Dwayne Casey said, quote, "Kobe would be embarrassed with our non-compete level."
From the Detroit Free Press, this is Darcy Moran. Just 1 week after he started, the offensive coordinator for Grand Valley State University's football team has been suspended after calling the leader of Nazi Germany a great leader. Morris Berger had been asked what 3 historical figures he'd want to have dinner with during a Q&A with a student newspaper last week. He said, quote, "This is probably not going to get a good review, but I'm going to say Adolf Hitler. It was obviously very sad, and he had bad motives, but the way he was able to lead was second to none. How he rallied a group and a following, I want to know how he did that. Bad intentions, of course, but you can't deny he wasn't a great leader," unquote. Berger said Christopher Columbus and former President John F. Kennedy would be his 2 other picks. The story was published on January 23rd. 2 days later, a member of the athletic department wanted the comments about Hitler taken out, said Nick Moran, the editor-in-chief of the Grand Valley Lanthorn.
It's difficult to overcome. It's intimidating when someone in power reaches out to you, someone, you're a student, and it's a professional here on campus saying to take it down, this affects my livelihood. But I think that at the end of the day, we're really satisfied with our decision to keep everything up, which is the way it is right now.
The paper initially obliged, but reverted back to the original story on Sunday. Grand Valley on Monday announced Berger's suspension and an investigation into the matter. Berger's comments don't reflect the values of the university, according to the statement.
This is Detroit Free Press auto critic Mark Phelan reporting. The electric SUVs, pickups, and self-driving cars that hold the key to General Motors' future will roll out of one of its best factories, a plant that's suffered from low sales for years, despite building advanced high-quality cars. The Detroit Hamtramck assembly plant, straddling the border of Detroit and the small city of Hamtramck, is getting $2.2 billion to tool up for a new generation of electric pickups and SUVs. The first, an electric pickup, goes into production in late 2021. The factory is a good bet to build the off-road-oriented electric pickup and SUV that will relaunch Hummer as part of the popular GMC brand. At some point, it will also produce the Cruise Origin, an autonomous airport shuttle-type vehicle.
For the Detroit Free Press, I'm Kristen Shamus. Titus Jermaine Cromer Jr. was like any 16-year-old boy. He loved pro basketball player LeBron James and listening to gospel and hip-hop music. He wanted to go to Tuskegee University or Morehouse College and one day become an aerospace engineer. But Titus won't get to do any of that. He was pronounced dead Friday morning at the Livingston County Rehabilitation Center, where he'd been transferred days earlier. Titus, a junior at the University of Detroit Jesuit High School, was at the center of a legal fight over who gets to decide when to remove life support from a person who's been declared brain dead. He was rushed to Beaumont Hospital in Royal Oak October 17th for emergency treatment after an undisclosed brain injury. A week later, Beaumont doctors performed tests and said Titus no longer had function in any area of the brain. They declared him brain dead and wanted to remove Titus from life support. His mother, Lashana Lowry, challenged the designation and took the case to court to keep her son on life support. In December, a settlement was reached, and Titus was granted 2 medical procedures that would allow him to be moved to a long-term rehabilitation center. 4 days after he was moved to the rehab center, Titus died. Details about funeral arrangements and the official cause of death were still pending Monday. For updates and to read more, go to freep.com.
To get more from the Detroit Free Press, download our mobile app on your phone, tablet, or any other mobile device. You can find the latest news, sports, photos, weather, traffic, and more. You can even sign up for notifications to get alerts on news and game updates sent right to your mobile phone or tablet. See you tomorrow.